Mexico, I have some of the magicians, really. I mean, that's really what you guys are. We say puppeteers of Joey the Horse, but it really is magic watching this puppet come to life. You breathe such exceptional life into it. So I'm going to pop this down. Introduce yourselves, please.
I'm John. I'm the head puppeteer.
And I think you guys, lucky guys, already have mics on.
Yes.
So introduce yourselves.
I'm Kurt, and I puppeteer Joey's front legs. We call that the heart position.
Okay.
And I'm Jessica Kruger. I puppeteer the hind.
Okay. So what is it like being in this? Do you call it a wardrobe? Do you call it a prop? I mean, you come in and you make an inanimate object become a horse on stage. How do you do it?
I think there's a willingness from our audiences. There's a lot of expectation about what this show is about, but there is a willingness for them to believe in it, and I think it goes back to all of our childhoods. It's the same thing as having your toy aeroplane and pretending that it's flying through the air. It's that kind of imagination and that engagement with the sense of play that we rely on when it comes to Warhorse. And our audience comes to the show with that expectation and with the hunger to do that along with us.
Yeah, no, I mean, of course, the story, very compelling. Of course, it was made into a motion picture.
Right.
But for my money's worth, the real magic happens on stage. This is a work that needs to be seen in the theater with actors creating this magic. How long have you guys been working on the show? And really, let's take a step back. How long did it take you to train to do this job?
So we've all been on the show for different amounts of time. Kurt actually came from the London cast and has been doing the show for about 4 years. Me and Jessica started with the tour about 2 years ago now. But all the puppeteers across the world go through about 2 weeks of puppet training to start. And during those 2 weeks, we learn about horses, we get to know the puppets, we get to know our positions in the puppet. And it's 2 weeks to learn how to walk. And then once we can walk, we can start work on the story. And that's when the rest of the actors come in and we start work on the script. And we're able to, our director is able to say, hey, can we have Joey do this? And we're able to say, yeah, I think we can do that now,
So is there sort of a universal, each production, so you said you came from the London cast.
Yep.
The productions, I mean, obviously they're going to follow the same script, but are they different productions? Like, for example, stepping into the touring production, how different is it from doing it in London?
It's quite different in this production in that we have foreign language in the London version, so the scenes that take place in France will take place in French, and when the German soldiers appear, they will often speak German to each other and then sometimes English to the horse. What audiences in New Mexico are very privileged and lucky to have is the most international version of Warhorse. So I'm from the London production, we have people from the North American tour, we have a whole group of people from the Toronto version, and we have someone from the Lincoln Center production in New York. So it's the most eclectic, most experienced cast that's here in New Mexico right now.
That's great. So do you see that, guys? You got to get out and see this production. Now, what is the biggest challenge in bringing Joey to life and really bringing the horses to life? What do you find is the most difficult part of your job?
Elevation changes. No, I'm just kidding.
That's true. Yeah, absolutely.
Travel takes a toll.
The horses look a little lightheaded today. I don't know what's happening.
We're getting used to the height. No, I'm just teasing. No, I think that it's a lot of fun at this point. So the challenges have actually become one of the greatest joys of doing this work. And so, Kurt and I are in this cage, and we're 2 feet apart, and I stare at his back, and John's running around the stage backwards. So there's definitely some physical challenges that are involved there. But really, it's become a lot of fun, and it's something that it becomes sort of a trick to sort of figure out and to sort of challenge one another. So maybe Kurt will do something a little bit different tonight, and then I'll have to respond to it, and John will have to respond to it, and then John will respond with something completely different, and and then it challenges the actors on stage, and it keeps everything incredibly fresh. So even though we've been doing this show for quite a long time, it really is a different show every single night.
Right.
It's really a lot of fun.
Yeah, which is great. I mean, that's
Yeah.
fantastic. You never see the same piece of theater twice.
Yeah.
So how many horse puppets are there in the show? Now, is it Joey? Is he the fully formed? Are there other fully formed equines on stage? How many are we looking at?
Yeah, we have 2 main horse characters. We have Joey and Topthorn, who are both full horses. 3 people puppeteer them. We then have 2 other horses who are 2-person horses who are have been beaten down by the war. We meet them a bit later in the show. And then we have 4 other horses who are 1-person horses who take who are part of the charges that happen and that kind of stuff.
And Baby Joey.
And Baby Joey.
Who's a fully formed puppet as well, just in a baby version.
Yes. And then we have a whole host of other puppets. We have a goose puppet, we have swallows, we have crows, we have some human puppets. So really everyone in the show, actor or puppeteer, is puppeteering at some point.
Yeah, that's incredible. So, in terms of the story, why do you think this piece? I mean, obviously, seeing the theatrical convention come to life, these puppets animate, but really, there's spectacle. But what really holds the piece together is the story. Why do you think this story is so compelling to audiences?
I think this is a new way for people to experience a major event, a major world event. Everyone had some part in this war, and there are so many recollections and ways to experience it and to remember it and to commemorate it, whether it be poetry or film. And this medium is very theatrical. We don't provide massive elaborate sets and costumes. What we provide is the bare basics for our audience to engage their imagination and be able to go on quite an emotional journey. Plus, they're seeing it in a very unique perspective through an animal's eyes, and an animal has a passivity to the events. Joey doesn't fall on either side. He starts off in England, and at one point he's on the German side. So he has a neutrality that I think is a good opportunity for people to come and experience these events and hear this story and engage with the emotion. We love animals. Everyone loves animals, and there's some way in which we kind of can empathize that a little bit more, I think.
Yeah. So now you guys landed in New Mexico yesterday.
Yes.
Have you had any green chili yet?
No.
No.
I had Christmas chili.
You had Christmas. Okay, what'd you think?
Oh yeah, it was hot. I had a lot more.
Was hot. Was hot. Fantastic. So Warhorse opens tonight at Pope Joy Hall. How long are you in the Land of Enchantment?
We're here till Sunday.
Till Sunday.
Yep, show every night and 2 shows on Saturday, 2 shows on Sunday.
Okay, now I got a feeling this thing is going to sell out very quickly. Pope Joy Hall, a fantastic place to see theater. Warhorse going to be a very hot ticket in town. So if you haven't seen it, you got to call. I believe it's 925-5858 is the number for the UNM ticket office or unmtickets.com. Of course, head over to casa.com, click on the style tab. We will have links to that. I know you guys have a little bit of elevation to get used to. You got to get a little rest because it's a big night for you guys here. Warhorse opening tonight at Pope Joy Hall at the UNM Center for the Arts. We're going to send it back